getting into. First of all, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Doowap is here. Welcome to the Dude, thank you so much for taking the time.
Sure.
And thank you for joining us on the Uncultured radio show. This is a brave call, okay? Like a lot of people, when we invite them here, they know they're like, hey, you guys, it's not good for my brain. You guys cares. Do all of that. But like at the end of at the end of every interview, like we find that like they love it because we really dig deep. So where we usually start is we try to like go back to when you were like your younger self.
Okay.
Like your really, really younger self. Like if you can think of 6-year-old Ketsi, like, what kind of child was like?
My 6-year-old self.
Yeah.
So my parents were about like exposing me to every single thing so I can choose what I'm good at and what I'm bad at.
Yeah.
So my 6-year-old self, firstly, it was my first time getting on an airplane by myself.
Wow.
I remember this clearly. My parents sent me to the UK to my grandparents because my dad's British.
Oh, from where?
He stays in Essex.
Okay.
Or he's from Essex in the UK.
Crazy.
So
You're 6 years old.
yeah, but that was my dad. My dad was like, you need to be independent now. Like, we want to cut you off as soon as possible, so get your shit together.
I really fucks with your dad.
Yeah, I think I'm also going to be a parent like that.
Yeah, me too.
As tough as it was.
Hamba, you're 3 years old. Go.
So that was cool. I remember that, and I remember actually not wanting to get off the plane because they really spoil you on there. So that was like a fond memory at 6.
And this is like a 10-hour flight?
Yeah, it's like 8 to 10 or something.
Do you remember maybe like being scared, like any of those feelings?
Nah.
So you were super secure,
excited.
super grand, like I'm ready to go. Like when do we board?
Exactly.
Okay.
And there was coloring books, good food. I was crying when we had to get off. Like,
you're like
air hostesses were the best.
Oh, crazy.
So from young, my parents were like, okay, she needs to get her independence. She needs to see the world. So yeah.
All right. Okay, cool. So then
I lived in Sun City actually.
The real one.
Like the slides, Valley of
the West.
Yeah, my dad was the manager of the casino there.
Talk to me now.
So my parents met in Swaziland in the casino, and then when I was born, we moved to Sun City, and they were working there.
Okay.
So then, obviously, now I grew up, and I think we left when I was like 4 or 5, and I had to go to school. Or primary school, whatever. So I guess like that's my childhood. It was like super adventurous already.
Yeah. So primary school is where here in South Africa, or in South Africa,
yeah.
Okay.
So now the whole time I'm in Johannesburg. We're staying in Sandton. I went to Crawford, super posh school.
Yeah.
So, but I was only there for a short period of time because my parents, they just felt like the vibe was racist.
Okay.
All my friends are like these white Jewish friends. I'm young, so I'm like.
You don't see it.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah.
But apparently my mom's picking me up, like they're saying weird vibes. And my dad, when he's picking me up, he's white, so he doesn't feel it. And he's like, but he's hearing what they say.
Yeah.
And anyway, so then my dad was like, listen, can I show you other schools? Like, I'm like, no, I love this school. This is the best. Yeah. And then he's like, no, but let me show you. There's a school where you can wear civvies every single day.
Yeah.
And I was like, whoa.
Hold on now. We've got something here.
Yeah. And then he's like, and then at the school, like, there's a mix of people. There's Chinese, there's Indian. I'm like, that doesn't really matter. Like, at that time, I didn't notice. You know?
Yeah.
And then he was like, and the break is 1 hour. You know how in Crawford it's like 20 minutes? This is 1 hour. And I was like, damn,
you get
Dad,
all your
this
breaks
is sounding good.
at once.
Yeah, so turns out it was a French school. So he takes me to a French school in Morningside.
Yeah.
And it really was like that. It was like a melting pot of so many ethnicities, like incredible vibe in there. I could feel it was totally different to this like Jewish vibe I'd been in earlier.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, I don't know, I guess like the universe is incredible. They were like, oh, are you coming to check out the school? And what are you South African? So like, yeah, we're explaining our vibes. And they're like, okay, well, we're taking in 5 South Africans for free. And if they do well, like if they pass the test, then we'll pay for their whole school career and their university. And this is like 10 years old. And my dad's like, what?
Tell me more about this so I can encourage this child to pass.
So I did the test and I passed and I was part of the 5 and so I went to the French school. So now I speak French fluently. That was
my goodness.
Yo, I heard from like, you know, a little birdie, you know, whisper in my ear. I was like,
so French is like, did maths in French, history in French, everything.
Sure.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah. And then, so now like, because you want to hear about my whole life.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. That's what we want, the whole thing.
So I was really into sports. Like I said, my parents made me do every single sport you can possibly imagine.
Yeah.
But now I started getting this dream of I wanted to be an Olympic champion.
Okay.
So this dream started like maybe 11 years old. So my dad's like, okay, well, you're good at swimming, but you won't be an Olympic champion swimming.
Your dad like outright told you. He wasn't like,
I'm
you
too
can do
short.
it.
He was like, girl, you short. Like, let's just be realistic about it.
Yeah.
Okay, Shab, let's cross that one out. So now I do gymnastics for long. I'm super supple. I'm amazing. But like, I'm just scared. Like, I'm always hurting myself. So like, okay, let's add these two. So I did springboard diving, which is like gymnastics and water all together. Next thing, I'm like South African champion. Like, no one can beat me. Going to like world champs around the world. So I'm super confident. By the age of like 15, I was like, I was just doing weird, crazy things, you know. And so now I just think I'm the best. And my dad's like, you're not the best. Because
I like your dad.
That is so real.
He's like such reality check. Like,
he's always there.
You are not killing it.
Even now when I get comfortable with the DJing, like, you're not the best. Like, there's this and this you still need to do. I'm like,
where am I gonna get through to you?
Yeah, exactly. But now, so I'm a South African champion. He's like, you're not the best. The best is the Chinese or the Canadians. Like, look at the Olympic chart. Like, these.
So he's coming with facts. He's not just like discouraging you. He's just like facts.
Like
these
how you can be
these
better.
Are your competitors. Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, cool. I'm not going to China. Like, I know they're the best, but I'm not gonna survive there. So he sent me to Canada, or I decided to go to Canada. So this was at 15 years old. So I lived in Canada for 2 years.
So let me pause you for a second. So at age 15, you make the decision that you want to move to Canada.
I was never a school person anyway.
Okay.
So my thing was like, if I do super well in diving, I never have to go to school, and it kind of worked. Like, I always got away with things, and like my teachers were always like, they love me the most because she's a South African springboard diving champion. She manages to balance school, so like, how can we help you? So like, I just enjoyed firstly the attention, I guess, and secondly like not having to ever go to school was like, oh, I have a competition in Malaysia, oh, I have another competition in Brazil.
Yeah, because then you like there's no time for school.
Exactly.
Yeah. So okay, cool. So what I was getting at is, how do you was like Canada like one of the best countries for what you were doing at the time? Is that part of the reason why
they were winning Commonwealth Games and everything. Like the Chinese were just ahead of them, but other than that, like the Canadians. So
you pack your stuff up. Are you going to Canada with your parents or by yourself?
By myself. I'm staying.
Tell me a little bit about that, because I would imagine at 15 I was such a needy kid. I didn't know I was a needy kid. Like I know now that I'm an adult. That I was so needy. Like my mom had to do literally every second thing.
Yeah, mama's baby, just say that.
I was. Yeah. Okay, so you go to Canada. Like, how are you adjusting to your new
environment?
I loved
it. It was incredible. I was at a sports school, so like I was with figure skaters, basketball players, football players, like the best in the world. But it was like so beautiful that we're like all chasing this weird passion, and like school is adjusted completely around you. So like we'll start training in the morning, then we'll go to school for a little bit, then we'll leave school at 12, and we'll train for another 3 hours, and we'll go to school for another hour, then we'll go home. Everything was like, I loved how
it worked around you.
Yeah.
Like, it was
so
like,
you could really focus on like what you're trying to do and be the best.
And that's
it was
Like,
amazing.
you know, and like, I'm glad that we're having this conversation. This is the reason why we had to start at like 6-year-old you, because there's so many like nuances there that people don't even think that are a reality. Because if, like, for instance, like I went to school in Soweto for the first like 5-6 years of my life. They didn't care about the student. You had to listen to what the school was telling you. They teach you are good at soccer.
One-dimensional as well.
Exactly. You know what I mean? And that's the problem. You know what I mean? And I'm finding it very like profound that there are like schools that were like, you know what, cool. we can see the talent, we'll work around the talent.
Yeah, I mean, South Africa's full of talent, and I always say that, like, we're lacking mentors, we lacking facilities, like the sports school I went to where they just had, like, everything you can imagine there. And, like, also nutritionists, like, we had people looking after our diets, and, like, imagine if people had that, like, your mind expands, your body becomes, like, fit, and you can see your potential at such a young age, you know?
That's crazy. When, like, how long do you stay in Canada, and when do you decide, okay, cool, I'm done with the sports thing?
So I was in Canada until I was 17.
Yeah.
And then I moved back to South Africa. But
did you hate it a little bit?
what, that I had to come back? Yeah, I kind of did.
Yeah, I know, I would hate it.
It was like this thing of like the finances were tough because South Africa doesn't support their athletes. So my parents were pretty much paying for everything. Even though I was the best for years and I was representing them all around the world, they still weren't like providing anything.
It's just not finding
maybe a
money.
costume, like a tracksuit. It was whack.
No, I'm saying, I'm saying what I'm saying.
Here's a swimming costume for your time.
You know what I'm saying? Like, cause you know why? It's because we're a very one-dimensional country. You know what I mean? Like soccer was like the love child for the longest time.
Or rugby.
Or rugby. You know, like the rugby, soccer, cricket. Depending on which school or which demographic you fall into, you're gonna meet one of those three. And that's where the money went.
Yeah.
If you were like who's the running guy? Akani Simbeli. They didn't care. They're like, brother, we don't know where you're gonna get the shoes, but we need you to come run this side for us. Yeah. You know what I mean? So why are they like this? Why, like literally, like they had to be forced to pay Banyana last year. Not, you know, that's how one-dimensional a country we are.
Like that to get to the World Cup for people to see value in them.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, so you're back, 17-year-old you're back to Joburg, and like I guess also like Joburg is cool because it's very multi. You know, it's like a cosmopolitan experience of a sort. Like, if it depends also which side of Joburg you are coming from, because it can be one-dimensional.
Yes, very.
You know, like.
I mean, I was very much in a bubble. I won't lie. I didn't even know about Jersey, Braamfontein, nothing. For me, like the only area that Johannesburg had was Sandton, Fourways, Rivonia. That's it.
That's crazy.
Like I was just around those circles. So like, I think the DJing and stuff really opened my mind to the rest of South Africa because my parents really had me in a bubble.
We're gonna get into that. We're like, we're not there.
We're still talking about
we're still giving. We're still giving. We're still at 17. We're still giving them the background.
Yeah.
So you come back and like obviously like our athletics.
So now I think it's like matric time.
Yeah.
So like there was no way I was going to get into the French system because it's really difficult and they've been paying for everything and I was like, alright girl, you left us. So
you ditched us.
This whole thing's over.
Oh, crazy.
But then I got a scholarship for Kingsmead in Rosebank and they were like, we'll give you a full scholarship if you die for us and represent our school. So that's what I did and I won like every school competition for them. And so that was cool. But it was such a weird vibe, like being in an only girls school and it's like these like rich white people and school uniform, like
back to like
it was such
felt
a
like you went back 5 years.
I don't know, it was so weird. It's like felt like I went back to Crawford actually.
And you come from this school that like that really focuses on you, like you know they understand you first and then they build.
No, but Shane, Kingsmead did focus on me as well because like you know in matric you can't pass if you don't pass Afrikaans or Zulu. But I'd never done any of that. So I was like, I'm going to come, but you can't make me do those things. So they made instead of Afrikaans or Zulu, I did French. It was like, what is it, the second language?
Yes, the second language.
So then I got like A's for that. So that was...
So they explain, that's the exceptional French teacher. One French teacher. Hey, Doowap's live. Let me tell you guys. You guys don't know. We're hanging out with DJ Doowap if you literally just joined. Welcome to it and thank you for choosing us. It's the Uncultured Radio Show. My name is General Tanel, aka Combo Mutombo, and I'm chilling with the lovely ladies. Bobby on the radio, what's good?
Hey, I'm great.
What
an interesting life, right?
What an interesting life.
We're only halfway.
So
dog, we haven't even got it to the staff. Hey, now
they say dynamite comes in small packages.
Dude, I'm actually winning everything. Did you hear me? I was representing this country, diving for you guys. You didn't even buy me.
Just gave me swimming costume.
We have to speak to whoever was leading athletics at the time. Why were they doing this?
They lost out.
So, Doowap, like, so okay, cool. So you complete your matric. how do you make the decision on what you? Because you've had so many influences.
Yeah.
You know what I mean, and experiences.
Yeah.
So much so that your world was like literally opened. Like and for like a lot of like young South Africans, your world literally opens after matric.
Yeah.
Because you've been in this train, in this system.
Yeah.
Until matric, then we're like, okay, cool, go
I
find
need
yourself.
freedom, yeah.
So how did you choose or select where you were gonna go next? Did you know then?
I was still in the diving mind, and I was still trying to be at the Olympics. So as soon as I finished at Kingsmead, I decided to go to the UK since I'm half British. So they were like, "We're gonna pay for you, girl." Like, finally.
Girl, you paying your way through life. They're paying your way through your life, actually.
Doowap hustled her way through life. She's like, I'm gonna dive here.
Yeah.
They're gonna pay for school. I'm gonna backflip here. And then they're gonna teach me French. Like, hey guys, my son's gonna have to sit with Doowap.
But
So
let's
she
not
can
forget
get it.
my parents were there guiding the whole entire thing.
Yeah. No, like not forgetting that.
Support is actually very
Who kept you
crucial.
honest.
Yeah.
When you thought you were Penny Haynes, he was like, nope. We're not there yet.
So they go out and they poach like top athletes so that they can also look great when it comes down to the end of the year. Look what we won. So like they poached me super quick. I didn't even. How did they know I landed in South Africa and all of that? Those were my questions. But it worked out well because the school has a pool there, so I could dive in the morning, like train in the morning, and then go to school and then train after school. So it was like all in the same place. So that was cool. I could be like serious with the vibes.
Dope. So when you were done there or on your way out of high school, did you know what?
So then I went to the UK.
Okay.
And
You moved to the UK.
I moved to the UK.
Okay.
And I wanted to study sound engineering on the side. But like trying to dive and study, it was too much. Like, and then a nigga came.
Hey, those ones.
Nigga always have to
Hey, that gender.
My poor dad.
Ish. Yeah.
I'm really afraid to hear what was going
So
to
close.
happen.
And then life happened.
And
A
then,
boy happened. An entire boy.
but I don't want to only blame it on him.
Yeah. It was at this moment when she had fucked up.
Basically, yeah.
Precisely.
So got to competition, just fucked out really badly.
Yeah.
And when I got back, they're like, "You didn't make the team," and I was like, "Whoa." I don't know. I
This
just
was your
didn't
first
see it.
L, like, because you've been taking
winning all your
W's.
life, yeah.
Or you, like,
Yeah.
how are you dealing with this now? Because now.
For me, because I was still like madly in love, I was like, "Fuck it, I'm moving to London. It's fine.
I know. It's
I don't
okay,
need
it's okay.
this. I'm done with diving."
Yeah, no, I know. I used to be like.
My dad's like, "What? Do you realize we've been paying for years and years
Hey,
for you
man.
to like fulfill this dream that is right there,
Yeah.
and now you're like, fuck it, I'm moving to London." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Okay, sharp. We're not sending you any money. I don't need your money anyway."
Yeah.
Yo, I got my guy. I got my guy.
We're gonna call this character Tyrone. And then Tyrone.
Don't call him Tyrone.
I can like totally relate to your story. Because like I was like also like super obsessed with soccer. But like I wasn't going to make Bafana. But my mother, bless her soul, she was like, "Oh my child." I was like, I knew I wasn't gonna make Bafana. But I wasn't gonna tell my mother that that's why I'm not as good as you think I am. Like, I'm just good enough to make the first 11.
Yes.
Then like when I was 15, like because like soccer was the only thing I did. Like I went to school, went to practice, play on weekends, soccer.
That's all you did, yeah.
Then a girl came.
You see.
Then training
it's great.
was long. Yeah. I felt like training was like, no, couldn't miss gym.
I started
Like,
what do you mean 200 sit-ups?
Yo, we've been here, guys.
I need to go chill with my mates.
I started like protesting for our rights.
Imagine.
Like,
Twice.
we live here when it's dark.
You that guy.
And I literally the coach had to come to my house, man, to tell my mom. Would he like, "Pela, this
You are
guy,
banking.
He hasn't been
he hasn't been coming."
You are banking
And my
practice.
mom was like, she was like, "Zach, I betrayed her." That was my first betrayal.
You guys became uncultured from a very young age.
And the time when I left, we were gonna play like a Coca-Cola South Gauteng final. We were gonna go play a final. So the coach was like, he was benching me because I was like one of his favorite players, but he was benching me to like
Punishment.
punish me. Like, look, your friends are gonna lose because of you. I'm like, just put me in, dog, so we can win. Then I was like, But then from then,
practice.
dude, like that's when I fell out of love with soccer. Like, I literally after the game, I was like, fuck soccer. Me, I'm gonna go like be a boyfriend. That's what I'm gonna do.
So you moved to
yeah.
London and then what happened?
I decided, okay, so I was like, okay, Dad and Mom. Sorry, my mom is always there, but I always just say my dad.
Yeah.
But I was like, okay, cool, I'm going to go to university in London. They're like, okay, we will pay for your studies, but no, we're not going to pay for your rent, we're not going to pay for your food, we're not going to pay for anything. So at least, like, big up to them for not wanting to stop paying for my studies.
Yeah, they didn't completely, like,
Cut me
disown
off.
you.
Yeah. So now I'm like trying to study and work, and living in London is like the most hectic thing ever. I like started getting depressed. Now this nigga's getting a hold of me because I'm forgetting I'm a star, and he's like, there's just like more and more darkness. Like my lights kind of went out, and then my parents are like, dude, you need to come back home. Like, yes, we're pissed off with you, but like it's better that you just come home. So during that time, I started smoking weed. I started going to nightclubs a lot, but then that's where I actually got like the DJing and the sound vibe from. So if it wasn't for that experience, like I wouldn't have got all the music and the knowledge I got like
in that space, like in
for
the
sure.
in the music,
I was in
and
like
just
the
getting lost in it.
LGBTQ community. Like all my friends were like gays. They were amazing. They would dress up like crazy. Like that's where I think my style also came from. So even though it was like a super dark time, it like kind of shaped this journey that I'm on now.
Then your parents give you a call to say, yo, come back, we still love you. We haven't completely disowned you. You haven't been a total loser all your life.
Yeah, this is like 2012 now.
2012, yeah? And then now you double back to South Africa. You've got this, like the music bug has bitten you.
Yeah, and also weirdly, like, it's crazy, dude. The universe is so mad. But like I'd always been getting molded into this because like my parents, after the casinos, they own nightclubs, and they had Boom Shaka performing there. That's where Oskido first started playing. Like DJ Fresh, Tandiso Mazwai, and them were all performing at their clubs. They even had Janet Jackson.
Are these Joburg clubs?
No, these are crazy.
These guys are Joburg ones,
Yeah, it was
wasn't it?
2 clubs. One was in Ilovo and it was called Insomnia, and the other one was in Stunning Hill. It was called Morgan's.
Oh, crazy.
So like, yeah, they were pretty big clubs in the 90s, and like now when I introduce artists to my parents, like if I had to be like, Mom, check this DJ Fresh, like I know who this is. I put him on. Like,
I gave him his first key.
She's funny, like, and they totally get my vibe now within the industry because they were in it. So I guess like that already shaped me. That's why I was super influenced, like with the braids, because of the Boom Shaka vibe. So then also like my friends were like Deleuze. Like we used to do hip hop classes together when we were young, from 10 years old. Like, so we were always chilling. Like Ricky dated my best friend. So
when you were like young.
So you know, like
Just to be clear.
Just to be clear.
no, very young.
This thing was in the stars.
Yeah, it was kind of there. That's what was so crazy. I realized when I moved back, like, damn, these people are kind of big now, but I grew up with all of them. So they were the ones like, oh, come hang out, come to this, come to that. So I guess that's also what helped me get quickly within the industry. So I came back and I finished my sound engineering here. So actually, shout out to Deleuze for the DJ course, bro. So then we went and I did the course with him for like 3-4 months whilst I was studying sound engineering. And then like I was just for fun doing this gig at Roxy's. Do you remember Roxy's?
I remember Roxy's Neville.
Yeah. So a homie of mine is like, I'm throwing a party there. Do you want to just test out your DJ skills there for fun? I'm like, okay. So this time I'm still playing music I had from the UK. Like UK garage, some drum and bass. So no one knows what the fuck I'm playing.
Okay, like so because now things are getting interesting. Because this is where like the rest of us in South Africa are starting to experience you as an artist, right? Because now you're like coming with like different vibes. Like, oh, this girl, what music is this now? So like,
she's like hanging with all these peeps that we know, but we've never seen her before.
And you got like all these eccentric colors. You know, you've got this visual.
I mean, already in
aesthetic that sticks
2012,
out.
I was doing the colorful braids.
So now, like, how does that like test your I guess I'll use the word strength, because you're like not playing the popular stuff, and people are maybe not taking it. They're not taking up into like the stuff that you're presenting as a DJ.
I wasn't even bothered. For me, I was just doing it in jail for fun, like to figure out who I am. Like remember 2012, I still hadn't really found my light yet. Like I was still in a super dark place, and like I was I think me doing different hairstyles was me trying to find out like, who are you, girl? Like, where?
What do you like?
Yeah, what do you like? And then like my clothes were constantly changing. Like one day I was super goth, the next day I'm like super 90s, and it's like just me trying to figure out like, who the fuck am I? Like after this relationship, I guess.
Yeah.
So yeah, first gig was in Melbourne at Roxy's, and I was playing like this weird music. And the next day I get a call and it's like, hi, this is Tumelo from YFM. Someone from YFM was at your show last night and we heard your set and it was really crazy and we haven't heard anything like that before. Do you want to have a show on YFM?
What? Just like that.
My first show, I'm like, what? What do you mean? That's what I'm saying. I wasn't even thinking about any of that. Like for me, I was just
testing it out.
Yeah, I was just like having fun, and then
The next day you get a call.
yeah, and then I guess like it was all meant to be. Now when I look back, it all makes sense, you know. But then I still didn't know what I wanted to do. For me, I was studying sound engineering because I wanted to be a sound engineer for movies, series, video games. Like I want to make music for that. I still do.
Yeah.
Like when I'm old and I'm sitting in my mansion.
You want to score films?
I just want to be
Yeah.
there, like making music, deciding what tracks go into movies, and like not have to step out the house on a stage.
For sure.
But for now, I'm still hot as fuck. And
Yeah.
so I might as well use that.
That's incredible. So, you know, like I think there's like I'm trying to distinguish between like you as a DJ and you like morphing into an artist that creates music. Was that something that you knew that you were gonna do eventually in the journey, or is it something that you just like woke up one day and you're like, I'm putting something?
But it's like all a progression, you know. Like I started DJing, then I was like Ricky's DJ, OK Malone Cool Cat's DJ for a few years.
Yeah.
Like during the Amantombazane tour and stuff.
Yeah.
Like then after that, Ricky was like, dude, you can't be Ricky's DJ. Like you need to become yourself because you're a star on your own. And like, and during that same time, I also got bookings overseas, and I was like, dude, should I take them? Shouldn't I take them? Like I want to be your DJ. And he was like, nah, dude, take them. Like see what happens. I'm glad that I took my own thing and I like solidified myself as like my own brand, I guess.
And how does your visual like aesthetic like how does it come into play? There is also like this fashion thing that you may not be intentionally doing, but it's happening.
The whole time.
Yeah.
I think, well, obviously the UK played a huge role, and just being with my gay homies and us like being eccentric, that started the whole thing. And then Boys and Bugs, you know, they're so serious about them swag goals. So every day when we're stepping out, we have to step up. I mean, they would put me out like I'm the only woman between, how many are there? Like 6 or something.
7.
And they're like, Doowap, those sneakers now?
Yeah, like what? You got chin checked all the time.
All the time.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Okay, let me go back.
Yeah.
Back to the cupboard. Next rotation, bring it out. Okay, do up the bag now. Like, you know, it's like,
guys.
But I would also put pressure on them. You know, like chocolate likes to bully us, but we would all bully chocolate back. Like it was a cool relationship, but it also made me step up my game.
For sure.
And also during that time, that's when the Nike sponsorship came. So I've been with them for like 6-7 years now.
Wow.
So it was also because of Boys and Dogs. Like I guess they kind of brought me in because I was already into sneakers when I got there. Like I was wearing Jordans, and they were like, "Where's all these sneakers from?" Like from London, you know. So they told me a bit more about the sneaker culture. I didn't know about it. I was just like rocking it because Foot Locker's there.
Yeah, you were just like rocking them because they were cool sneakers. And then these guys come in.
Now they're like, "Do you know what year this
is?
What Jordan is this? Is this the Boris?" I'm like, Jesus,
guys,
I don't
relax.
know.
Mood swings. How long have you been working on that? Just like and I know you've been making music,
but that specific sound.
Yeah, specific sound and what you wanted in it, what you didn't want. Like when did that process begin?
I think it happened after Afropunk in New York. So we did that, I think in June last year, and Taryn and I just took over. Like, people love South Africa, firstly.
Yeah.
Like, no matter who you tell, when you're that side, you think like, oh my god, it's amazing being in America. It's not. It's amazing being from South Africa. And I see that so often when I travel. So it was like, I don't know, it was boosting my confidence more and more. And like, the fact that no one knew us and we could just be our ultimate selves and see what happens, like, was so dope. We were getting invited to like the most lit listening sessions, parties. And I was just like, there was this one evening where at FK Twigs' listening session, and we got a private invite to listen to her second album, and like no one from around the world had heard it, and it was just 20 of us sitting there, and she's like right there playing her music, and she's just being open about her fears, and like she's someone that I really look up to. So for her to be so close and talk about her fears of making music, I just could totally relate. So as soon as I got back, I was like, Taryn, I'm getting into it now, like I'm dropping. So I got in the studio, and like within a month and a half, 2 months, everything was done. I wasn't sure about the sound, but I started with Dave Martian, and Dave Martian is like a really musical person, and everything I was doing was really digital, like using drum pad machines, keyboards, and he's like, he wants to hear every instrument and you know, and like really go into it. So for that, I felt like we were really drawing from the 80s. It became like an 80s inspiration, like future funk type of pop vibe, like Whitney Houston, Dance with Somebody. That's like the direction it started going. It's not that I had thought about that in the beginning, it just started going there. And it ended up getting wrapped in 2 months, and I'm happy with how it sounds. Like everyone says that it's got a different vibe, and like it's refreshing, and it's something they haven't heard in a while, and that's exactly what I want. Like I don't really want to be doing things that are happening for now. It's like for the future. Like when you look back and you're like, shit, Doowap was doing that ages ago. Like and then the sound as well. She was already coming up with that sound ages ago. But having said that, I did make an I'm a piano song, so
issue which we've got as an exclusive. Look, it's cute, it's ready. I'm going to bump it. I am the first one to play the song. The Uncultured Radio Show this is an exclusive.
Doowap TNT Thunder Thighs.
Thunder Thighs, Doowap TNT. Rock out.
It's gonna be my first time. It's my first time too. Okay, I'll come for you. It's gonna be my first time though. But like, the second one, right? Yes. Yeah. Hey.
Yo.
And again, I really do appreciate you taking this interview. You could have declined, but you were like, yeah, I'm gonna come out there.
No, I just like the fact you guys are pushing this, and the fact that it's uncultured. I mean, that's the thing I'm also trying to push. Like, I'm trying to box into one thing.
Absolutely.
And I think online radio is the future.
I'm
so big.
Everybody agrees.
So like, big up. Just keep pushing, even if you feel like people aren't listening. Like, even if you get 1 or 2 people, that's the best.
Absolutely. Look, I say that every time, man. Like, even if it's just like 5 people listening to us, that's more than enough, you know.
Probably on the radio.
Why are you looking at me like that, honey? No, I think she's absolutely amazing. And like we said off air, that her story is actually so incredible. It felt like I was actually watching a movie the entire time. So it's really great having you.
You can actually see what she's talking about.
You're super amazing.
Yo man, Doowap, thank you so much for taking your time. And I'd just like to say shout outs to your parents for grooming a lady like you. Shout outs to your dad.
I send me the link. Can we send them the
Shout outs to your dad for teaching you independence at the age of young. Of course, you know, you are a perfect lady, doing nothing wrong. Everything is great.
I appreciate that. Thanks you.
God bless you again and again.
Love.
These blessings are coming.
Let's go. Parting words, my boy.
Keep learning, man. Stay focused. Life is amazing. Never doubt yourself. Continue doing great things.
Like we say every Sunday, go swiftly in the direction of your dreams. And remember what we say to the enemy of progress.
Not today, Satan. Not tomorrow.
The Uncultured Radio Show on plugonline.co.za. Sundays, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.